Good morning and welcome to our community. Susie Thomas with you. So happy to welcome Whitney Prather. We are going to be letting you know a little bit why Whitney's visiting with us. But first of all, good morning, Whitney.
Good morning, Susie.
Well, let's get full disclosure out there all the way. After lots and lots of prayer, I really sense the Lord leading me in some different directions. And that meant, as you're saying hello to some new things, you're saying goodbye to some old things. When that pillar starts moving, you need to follow it. So with very strong love for this station, I am about to pass the baton to Whitney Prather to take over the controls here, the control booth, I guess, at our community. So, Whitney, I want to say welcome to you and am excited to introduce you to everyone. How are you?
I am so good. And I don't know, is that a tear in your eye?
It's with joy in my heart. It's happy tears.
Yes. Susie, I just want to say that it has been such a pleasure to listen to you on air for all of these years.
Thank you.
And you have done a fantastic job. And I'm so excited about what's coming up for you. I think that this is going to be such a special season. So thank you for welcoming me, but I'm so happy for you as well.
Thank you so much. This has been an amazing season. This was one I didn't see coming. When I was the PR director at Malone University, just would come over to the station to help promote some Malone things. Never, ever dreaming what God would have up his sleeve, and that for the next 20 years I would be on and off coming over here and continuing to help with the programming. So it's been just, one of those fun little God winks, like, oh, you just don't know the plans I have for you. Jeremiah 29:11, I think he says in a really fun tone of voice, I know the plans I have for you. And,
I love it.
It's just exciting to find out bit by bit, step by step, what those plans are. So enough about me. Let's talk about you. You were my intern here for a little while. Let's talk about those days.
Yeah, I just really wanted to get the experience of behind the scenes at a radio station, and you were so gracious enough to onboard me and have me and really just kind of show me what you did. And again, like you said, you don't know what the next season is. And so I have been in communications all these years, toggled that opportunity with my full-time job. And you just don't know where God is leading you all the time. You can't see it because you're in it. So this is super special for me to it's a full circle moment. Yeah.
Well, and I want to thank you again for saying such kind words. I meant to say this earlier. Whatever I did right was all God. And all those mistakes and things I did wrong, I'll own those. That was me. So it's, really wanting to use the station to glorify the Lord. And this particular program is exciting because you get to introduce people to all kinds of ministries, all kinds of service, and the very cool people who live in this area, in this listening area. Tell me about your excitement about that.
Yeah, I'm super thrilled to be just really talking to our community and being able to introduce people to the movers and shakers, the business people, like you said, the organizations, the churches, the causes in Stark County and Tuscarawas County and the surrounding areas. So I am thrilled about that. I am a question asker. My family notoriously calls me Whitney the question asker because I will ask 25 questions up on site. So this is super exciting for me. Where we live is so important. This is where we worship. This is where we do life, where we do community. So I'm excited to be in a position to, just highlight what's happening here.
Well, being a question answer is basically the job description. So there you go. That's a check mark right there.
I've had that job title for many years.
That's so perfect. That could go on your business card, I think. Tell me about your heart for this community, why you love living here, why you love worshiping here and raising your family here.
Yeah, you know what? It's what I've known, and it's super dear to me. I think going through college, attended Malone. It's really where I first met you, Susie. Attending Malone, I kind of had thoughts of moving to California. That's where my family lives in Northern California, Palo Alto. And I think a pride for Stark County has recently come upon me in recent years as I have just seen the world. I love the vacation spots. I love, traveling to California but when my family comes here, for holidays, for get-togethers, for important milestones, when they come back to Ohio, they have such good things to say. The cost of living, there
Right.
are things to do here. So I always just kind of I've kept that in the back of my head. Like, this is a great place to raise a family. This is a great place to grow professionally. And I have found that. So this is home.
Tell us a little bit more about you and your family, just as much as you would feel comfortable sharing what you want to share.
Oh, I'm an open book.
Okay, awesome. Well, let's open up that book. Let's crack it open and
Yes.
tell us about you and your family, beautiful
Yes.
family.
Well, me and my husband, Eldridge Prather, we call him E. So if I ever refer to him as E, it's just such commonplace.
Mm-hmm.
He got that name affectionately from nephews who could not pronounce Eldridge because it's a very fancy name. So E and I have been married for 15 years. We said I do in 2005. I was a sophomore at Malone University. And we have just really loved being here. And we welcomed a little girl through adoption about 5 years ago. And her name is Rain. So we're a family of 3. We live in Jackson Township. And Rain is the bee's knees. She is fabulous. She is yummy. She came here knowing what she wanted. She's a decision maker already, and I knew that, like, when she was very, very young. So she keeps us busy with her 5-year-old antics. And, so that's us.
You've got so many fun years ahead of you. I'm just so excited for you. Tell me a little bit about family life over the past maybe 8 months. I mean, this has been challenging, I'm going to say, for most people. But having a little one, a 5-year-old, that's got to be hard to explain what's going on to her with.
Yeah. Rain calls what's happening the sickness. And I don't even think I, said that, but she just kind of formulated that terminology. And she's always like, well, when the sickness is over, can we do this? So, like everyone else, the first couple of months were new and we were kind of toggling along, and then we kind of got into a rhythm with things. And then when we all kind of went back to work, some of us went back to work, that's when I think things got hard again for me. Also, Rain started going to in-person kindergarten in August. And again, the first week was difficult. Kindergarten is such a special year.
Yes.
I was expecting to hug her and kiss her, and I knew I couldn't go in, but I was expecting to leave her at the door. And she literally was kind of like taken from the car, and I was not expecting that. So just going through that, but I have to say that it has been amazing. Kindergarten has done so much for her. In-person kindergarten has done so much for her. And we're kind of back in that place again where, we're navigating the new normal really well. I was really, really nervous about her wearing a mask full time.
Right.
And she and her mask are like one. I got these amazing masks from this website called swimspot.com. Someone recommended it to me. And it's bathing suit material, and it just fits so nice and snug. I have some for my size, and she has some, and she's just like, it's not anything. And what I have learned is that children and all of us, if we really think about it, we are adaptable.
Yeah.
We really are.
Especially children. I think they teach us. They seem to be way more flexible with this. So for her, masks were part of her going off to school outfit.
Yes. And we do have to accessorize, Susie.
No, absolutely. They have to be cute.
Yes, and they are. They are definitely.
You know what? Let's give a plug to that company one more time, because some people might think, "Oh, that sounds good." Where did you get these again?
First of all, did they sponsor? No, I'm just joking.
No, they're not, but maybe we could talk them into it.
It's swimspot.com, and someone that I know in the community had it on, and she just looked so cute with it. And I'm like, where did you get that? And she stopped what she was doing to tell me about it. And I realized that they had children, like toddler size.
Nice.
And so it just fits on Rain's face so nice and snug. And many times I'll have to say to her, okay, we're home, take off your mask. It's so comfortable to her.
Wow.
And so swimspot.com is where I got that.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. And can we just say something about the teachers? Because I cannot imagine what all they have taken on as far as, they didn't sign up for this when they decided to go into education. And what additional creativity and love and support they are pouring forth is mind-boggling. What are your thoughts?
Oh, my gosh, yes. Shout out to all of the educators, all of the teachers. I will just say that Rain's teacher, her kindergarten teacher, is amazing. The creativity, just the effort. You can tell. She's been doing this for 17 years, and you can tell she is a professional through and through. And she just makes it so much fun. And we get emails from her too, and she's so organized. So that's another thing.
Wow.
She speaks my love language because I'm all about systems and processes. I'm like super creative as well.
Yes.
But, the fact that she'll send an email and it will be detailed, this is what we're working on. And then depending on what school system you're in, you can really have a front row seat to your child's education. So at Jackson Schools is, where Rain attends, and they are just amazing.
Go Bears. Yes, they are. They always have been. My slip is showing, I think, when I talk about that. You know what I love hearing her say is the whole thought process of when the sickness is over. Can we do this? When the sickness is over. I think a lot of us are so stuck in the mud right now of just trying to get through today. And there's something about that. I mean, focus on today. It's all we've really got for sure. But to be forward thinking of this isn't going to be forever. Nothing lasts forever.
Right.
And when the sickness is over, I love that. And I love that childlike anticipation of things are going to be better. So I just think we can all learn from Rain on that one. We are going to need, I knew this was going to just fly by, Whitney. We're going to need to take a short little break here. But when we come back on the other side, I just want to talk about your background and the path so far that has led you here. We, again, are talking with Whitney Prather. She is taking the baton and going to run with the Our Community program as I follow the Lord's leading and do some other things. So we will be back after these words. You're listening to Our Community. Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas with you, visiting with Whitney Prather, who will be, as of Monday, your new host for Our Community. So, Whitney, we're having fun getting to know you, a little bit more about you. So let's talk a little bit about your career path and what's led you here so far. First of all, you mentioned you had been a student at Malone University. You got married in your sophomore year. We know that so much. I can't tell you how much that bummed me out at the time, because very happy for you in your marriage, but I had so many plans of entering you for Miss Ohio, Miss America pageant. I had it all planned. I had that path all planned for you. And then suddenly, she got married. Well, there goes all my plans for her as far as Miss this and Miss that. So anyway, let's pick it up from there. You finished off. What was your major at Malone?
Yeah, well, first I have to say I did do pageant competing,
Well,
and
that's obvious. You are pageant material, I'll just say.
oh, you're so sweet, Susie. Yeah, so I went to Malone and graduated with communications with an emphasis in PR, and so I have really just tried to focus my career on helping organizations craft their messages. And as I have done that, I have ventured into events, and I have done, PR, and I kind of got off on this side of branding and social media, and so worked for companies. Canton Regional Chamber of Commerce. I always have to give them a wonderful shout out because that was such an amazing experience just to be on that team. And I've done many things: healthcare industry, tourism industry. And now I am the founder and creative director of my own organization, and it's called Yoke Fellow Creative.
Say that again.
And it's called Yoke Fellow Creative, and it's a boutique branding agency. And I help, I call it boutique because we're not quite full service yet. And it's just real cute. And we're helping solopreneurs, people who just have one person on their team, and it's them. And then small business organizations and nonprofits with creating a beautiful message in real life and online. And so that has been really, really exciting for me.
Talk to me about the services that you are providing right now.
Yeah, so right now I'm helping people with their websites. A lot of people want affordable websites, and they want it to be beautiful, and they want it to do all the things. They want commerce on it. They want to be able to blog. They want to be able to have a really nice storefront. And so, I'm able to create this really beautiful digital home for people.
Yes.
And then social media is another big thing. And it's all about authenticity, to be honest with you. Of course, you have to know some things, but I like it when we talk about this because we have this in common as communicators. There's new tricks, but it's the same old thing.
Amen.
Like, it's about being authentic. It's about communicating authentically, and that's really the name of the game, and that will be the name of the game.
Yeah. What are your favorite tricks right now? Social media. What are your favorite platforms you like working on?
Well, I feel like I live on Instagram.
Yes.
I love Instagram stories. Like, I don't really post on my feed anymore. I am like just all about the story life. It's so quick. It's so freeing. It's just like 24 hours. You feel like you could just say something that you would not normally say. Not, inappropriate or anything like that, but you just feel a little bit freer. And Instagram, I just love the stories on that.
Yes.
And, for managing it all, I love a tool called Later because you can't always, be present in real life and then be on social media.
Right.
And so I like to use a tool for scheduling called Later.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to check that one out. How is that different than Hootsuite or Business Suite?
You know what? It probably isn't. Hootsuite was more focused on Twitter, I believe.
It did become that. Yeah, it did sort of become that, I think.
Yeah. So Later is one of the newer tools, and I think I just really love the interface of it. There are lots of scheduling tools out there, but Later just kind of struck my fancy. When I'm a tools person, so when I find a tool, Susie, I'm all about looking at all the tools. Like, I'll do a deep dive, and I want to know the difference. And I just feel like Later just really gelled with me.
Yes, I'm with you on Instagram too. It has become more and more and more powerful, and it has somehow remained a friendly little neighborhood. It's has not turned into. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I had to take a break from Facebook just for this season that we are in because of the vitriol that is on there, and but somehow Instagram has remained a friendly place. And so, yeah.
I love how you said it. It's just a friendly little neighborhood. I think that's the best thing.
Well, that's how it strikes me. So, but the thing of your career and my field, we are always having to know what's that next thing coming down the pike. And so are there some new ones I'm happy to hear about later? This is new for me. I'm going to try it out like this afternoon. But are there some new social media platforms that you see as maybe coming along that we should be aware of?
I don't know if I have my spidey senses up or my finger on the pulse for that. I haven't seen any new social media platforms, but I will say that video is just where it's at.
Absolutely. Yep.
It seems like all of the platforms right now are trying to enhance video, make it more of a focus. And, in 2013, Instagram was just for pictures.
Right.
And then they kind of, what you do notice is that the platforms that are out there are getting more robust. So in 2013, there was Instagram, just picture. Then you had Vine. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but that was video, and that was like the hottest thing. Well, Instagram started doing that. And then Snapchat came and did, these like quick stories. Mm-hmm. And then Instagram started doing that.
Right.
And then there's IGTV. And then now TikTok was a big thing. We all know kind of probably what TikTok is because of the quarantine.
Right.
Really had us focus on fun little TikToks, and those are being shared across all platforms. Well, now Instagram is starting to do that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
They're just trying to offer more robust services. And if it means biting off of what other people are doing, they're going to do it.
I agree. I think they're going to constantly reinvent themselves. And Instagram and Facebook so connected. I think they are part of Facebook now, but they're just that nice little place of it. But now they've got with Business Suite how you can when you schedule ahead on Facebook, it automatically goes up on Instagram, and you can automatically even do paid posts on both at the same time. They just keep reinventing themselves and making life easier and easier and easier. But hasn't video become so much fun? Because it seems like there's always one more app that I can add to what I'm using for special effects. And just, it's amazing to me what we're able to do on a phone.
I know.
Let me get your take on that.
Oh, Susie, it's amazing. I mean, if you think about the technology, and if I talk to my grandma about it, who is approaching 90 at the top of the year, technology has just really advanced. And the fact that even in our lifetime, we could, see a big old box, a TV box, and now you have your TV on your phone. Right. You have your calendar on your phone. Everything is on your phone. So yeah, you're totally right. It's evolving.
I heard somebody say the funniest thing. They said, I never use my phone as a phone. In fact, phone is a infrequently used app on my phone, which is right. That's right.
Yeah.
So let's move on. I want to talk to you about the fact that here you are, a busy mom of a kindergartner, and here you are launching your own business, and you've been at this. I mean, it's gotten legs already. So talk to me about being an entrepreneur.
Yeah, and you know what? Anyone who is listening or who is on the fence of doing something that God has been dealing with them about, I just encourage you to hunker down and to move forward. Because God has really been dealing with me about this entrepreneurial journey. I realized before I even had the vision for Yoke Fellow, I don't know. It was go to school. It was get a job and, try to succeed that way. But for me, that journey has just been interrupted, and I've always had this pull toward entrepreneurship and building something and being creative and working collaboratively how I want to work collaboratively. If I was in a 9-to-5, I would not be able to take on opportunities like this, and this is just what makes my heart sing. So, and honestly, it's a supportive husband who can honestly just say to me, you know what, this has been on your heart, you need to do it, it gets to a point where if you're not obedient, you'll miss the blessings of God. So to me, this was a step that I wanted to take, but it was also a step that I needed to take as a part of my walk.
Balance is one thing that I think we all are constantly trying to achieve. How do you hit the right balance, strike the right balance with a business of your own, so entrepreneurship, taking care of all those clients because it's all about relationship with you, taking care of your husband and child, having time with the Lord? How do you hit that balance, Whitney? And I'm asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah.
You know, I think if I had to say anything, it would be that really balance doesn't exist. It is harmony, it's fluctuation, it's grace, it's fluidity, and just I kind of had to be okay with knowing that things would bleed into each other and that at the end of it, it would be a beautiful masterpiece, but it's not coloring necessarily into the lines. And so I'm okay with that. It just looks maybe like a Picasso piece. It may look like, you know, I do have a client who lives in California, and so their 4 p.m. is my 7 p.m. And 7 p.m. is awfully close to bedtime.
Right,
so,
right.
you know, that it just means that I have to rely on other people. I have to have a sense of community. And so my husband is amazing. He's the kind of man who will, you know, not shy away from doing the things that typically a mom would do. He's a partner, and he's amazing. And so also it looks like, you know, trying to, okay, you have a kid, I have a kid, they're around the same age. Let's try to see if we can, you know, do a little coffee get together where we have the kids and maybe we'll go to the park so we can play, and you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, and we'll discuss business while they play. You know, it's like there's just some blending that happens, and it's fine. And I think that we have to be okay with not trying to achieve this perfect, like, balancing act.
You have said something I've never heard someone say before, that it's harmony more than a balancing act. That is beautifully put, and I think really inspirational. I'm going to tuck that away. That is beautiful.
Okay. You tuck it away. Just know I didn't say it first.
Well, I'll always give you credit for that. Okay, here you go, Whitney. Here's the baton. I'm passing it to you. I look forward to listening on Monday to our community. God bless you, and oh my goodness, he's got such exciting things for you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Susie, and thank you for the gift that you are.